And welcome to what I would hope be the final video for section 5.1. And the reason I ask, or the reason I say I hope, is the fact that these next two problems have 8 parts to each one. So we might get through it. If not, it'll only be a short video afterwards. Okay, we're ready for number 18. And number 18 starts out by giving us a function. F of x equals -2 times x minus 3 times x plus 1 cubed. Okay, part A, and like I said, there's a whole bunch of parts. It says determine the end behavior. In other words, find the power function that the graph of f resembles. Well, we have to be careful. We've got this negative here, so we know it's going to be a negative something because negative whatever times this times this. Well, we look. Negative. This is just an x. So it's negative x times, and this would end up being x cubed. Just worried about the highest exponent. So it's going to look like negative x to the 4th. So we know it should look something like that. That should be a general thought in our mind immediately. Okay. Part B then asks us to go to a graphing calculator and to graph it. So we're going to do so. I'm going to set my standard window or default window, -10, 10, 1, and -10, 10, 1. And I might have to change it, but for right now, that's what I'm going to go with. And then I'm going to clear out anything that I've had in the past. So I need to put in -2 times x minus 3, close the parentheses, and then open up another set and go x plus 1, and I'm going to have to take that to the 3rd power and then graph it. See what I get. Okay, apparently I saw it come up here like this and then it came down, so I'm missing something up here. So I need to change my y max. Maybe y max should be 100. Let's just try that. And I'm going to change the scale to 10. Hopefully that will work. Let's see what happens when I graph it now. There I see all the important stuff. I see it coming in and it's making a pretty big curve, and then it comes up like this and it goes over. Okay. C, part C, asks us to find the intercepts. Well, we can find f of 0. F of 0 would be -2 times 0 minus 3 times 0 plus 1 quantity cubed, which equals -2 times -3 times 1 cubed. Well, 1 cubed is 1, and -2 times -3 is 6. So we have 0, 6 as the y-intercept. Now as the x-intercept, we let 0 equal -2 times x minus 3 times x plus 1, the quantity cubed. Okay, right here, you know, that can be thrown out because -2 can't equal 0. X minus 3 equals 0, so x equals 3. Or in other words, 3, 0 is an intercept, and then x plus 1, the quantity cubed, is equal to 0. Cubed root of both sides is x plus 1 equals 0, and x equals -1. And so the intercept here would be -1, 0. So we have 0, 6, 3, 0, and -1, 0. Let's see if that makes sense to what we graphed. 0, 6 appears to be about right there. Whoops, 0, 6. Remembering that each mark is 10. We have -1, 0. Okay, it could be. And then what was it? 3, 0? Which is this point right here. So yeah, those look like the intercepts. So at least it's making sense. Part D. It says determine if it touches or crosses. Well, here if we look at this, this is multiplicity 1 because there's the 1 right out there. So multiplicity of 1 means that it crosses because it's odd. And let's see, this has multiplicity of 3, so that means it's going to cross as well. And if you remember the way the graph looks pretty much just something like this. It crosses at -1, it crosses at 1, or at 3, I'm sorry. So we've determined that. And at the and that's at each x-intercept. Y-intercepts, it will automatically do that. Then it says use the graph to determine local maximum and minimum and round those turning points to 2 decimal places. Realize maximum and minimum create what are called turning points. They will go, you know, if they were going up, they'll go down. So I need to go to the graphing calculator, and we need to do second calculate, and I only see a maximum. That maximum is right up here, so I'm going to ask for the maximum, go to the left of it, hit enter, go to the right of it, and then I'm just going to guess anywhere. And notice my maximum, I'm going to have to do some common sense rounding. X equals 2, y equals 54. So 254 would be the maximum. Now F says use this in order to complete the graph by hand. So what I'm going to look for is it crossing here at -1, 0? Is it crossing here at 3, 0? Is this highest point here 254? Does it have the general shape as what was asked or what was shown in the graphing calculator? I'm not going to spend the time to recreate this thing that looks something like this. I'm just going to make sure that I label that is -1, 0. This is the point 3, 0. This is the point 254. And I've got the general shape of what it looks like. So F is pretty good. Then we have even more yet to do. Now that we have the graph, and it's a very rough graph, but that's okay. We can do it. G says find the domain of F. Well, the domain, everything seems, I mean, any value seems to work. So that'll be -infinity to infinity. And, oh, the second part, it says use the graph to find the range of F. Well, the range, the absolute highest it ever is 54. So I know the range, this is the domain, I know that the range goes from -infinity all the way up to 54. It does include the value 54, so I will put that inside brackets like I have there. And then finally, H asks, use the graph to determine where F is increasing and where it's decreasing. Well, I know it's increasing everywhere up until it hits the very top, and then it's going to be decreasing from then on. So it increases from -infinity all the way up until 2, because remember, where it's increasing and decreasing, we're really interested in the x values. And where is it decreasing? It decreases starting at 2 and forever thereafter. And so this is pretty much what goes on with 19 as well, but I am running out of time, but I will actually go ahead and do number 19 on the next video. And unfortunately, I might have to actually put 2 more videos for this section, but they are going to be a little bit shorter.